Hi, I'm Paula Young and welcome to Public House. Today, my guest, I'm very delighted to introduce Nestor Madalengoitia, who is a local resident and artist extraordinaire. Welcome.
Nice to meet you, Paula.
Nice to meet you also.
Yeah.
So I have watched some of your art and I understand what you do. It's an impressionistic, as I understand it, impressionism using aspects of the actuality of the subject. Your view of the bridge has tire tracks in the paint, and you incorporate the words that describe a person in the painting. It's so interesting. So tell me about what it is you do, why, how.
Well, the puntillism was invented, 100 years ago.
Yes.
It's a variation. It's
variation on puntillism.
I will call it patternism.
Patternism, and
because
that's
you use patterns.
patterns that have something to do with the subject.
Right. Patterns like meaning words, icons, numbers. Yeah. But it's mostly a narrative about the subject.
And from what I read, you're from Peru. You came
That's
to the
correct,
United
yes.
States, and in some of the Peruvian tapestries and paintings, they would always have all these little hints of subtext, and you like to incorporate that in your art.
Right. Yeah. My work's inspired by the observing the tapestry from the world, especially the Paracas in this case. And Paracas is a culture that existed 1,500 years ago, and they were amazing weavers. They're really stunning weavers, and they did. That's part of the language. That's part of the communication that they have, and with among each other with the tapestry. There is a lot of codes, a lot of images and colors and nuances that expresses different things.
Your paintings are very alive, and because they have all this subtext within the actual art, they are so different than what people have done. I've looked at puntillism, and it's an interesting style, and you have to far away. But in your painting, I just want to get as close as I can to find all the magic clues that you've put in there. Now, what inspired you? Was it to continue the legend of the ancestors of Peru? What inspires it?
Well, and one day I was staring up at painting, maybe one of my paintings, I don't remember exactly, and I saw the background. And the backgrounds of especially portraiture, they are like flat.
Yes.
And because I do portraits, so I start in one of them. I just start doing some words, something, like sketching up. I think it was based in a sketch that I did in paper, and I start filling it out that with notes that it came out, or maybe a telephone number or something, and I say that's kind of cool. And I review some artists like Chad Close.
Yes.
Terry Winter.
Yes.
He does a lot of patterns in the canvas.
Well, you've done John Flowers, who was now deceased sadly, but was a big part of Poughkeepsie and the Hudson Valley, and he did all these good works. And I've seen the portrait you did of his, and in his hair, you used words.
Right.
And what were the words you used in that particular?
I started doing the hair with the big word Poughkeepsie.
Right.
So I'm trying to put Poughkeepsie in the map, so to speak, in my art and beyond. So I start doing, Poughkeepsie is the best. Poughkeepsie is the center of the world.
Well, how did you get here from
like
Peru? I mean, it's a little bit of a long walk, from Lima, Peru to Poughkeepsie, New York.
Right.
What is your...
I made my wife, she was my girlfriend, in the university in Peru, Catholic University.
Right.
And she came back. She went for how do you call it?
Student visa.
How do you call it? No. But she did.
Student exchange.
Yeah, she went for the student exchange to Peru, and we met there.
And you fell in love, and she said, "You got to come home with me."
Yes, and I wanted to go to Paris. I didn't want to come to New York.
I
didn't like America. I said no. So I said no. You had to come back to New York. New York is different. So I came to visit her, and I was stunned by the culture, the diversity of the city,
and now you're here. How many years have you lived here?
19 years.
Wow.
In the Hudson Valley.
In the Hudson Valley.
Yeah.
And you
another 10 years in New York City.
And you continue to create art. I know that you do benefits for art and you represent art. Do you have a showing right now that we should know about, perhaps, somewhere?
I don't have a show right now. The show ended, unfortunately, today. It's in the Falcon. You know, the Falcon is another asset from the Hudson Valley. I did also an Art Central recent show that is ended today, but this following Saturday it will be an special event in benefit to the victims of the recent floods in Peru.
Right.
So that will be a show. I have 2 paintings, but mostly it's about the artists from the Hudson Valley. And there will be a silent auction in the end of the day.
Which you have now become a preeminent artist of the Hudson Valley. I wish I could sit here and talk to you all day. I can't, unfortunately. One quick question.
Yes.
When you wake up in the morning and you see the sun, what's the first thing that makes your heart beat? What is it that moves your life?
I want to go and paint something about it, the shininess of the Hudson Valley, and also when it's cloudy, you know, there's other.
So
there is a beauty in the darkness as well. So
painting the beauty of the Hudson Valley. Oh,
yeah.
That's
You know, when you see very cloudy or the mist in the morning when it's about to rain or very early in the morning, and I just love to go there to Warriors Park and see it. It's just amazing. Just to see
so beautiful.
The great colors, you know, the great colors.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you so much, Nestor. That is so beautiful. It was great to meet you.
Yeah, great to meet you too.
I look forward to enjoying many years of watching your art.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you again. Thank you. Oh, Nestor. Ah, my goodness. I saw the thing.